Hey there, it's David H. Lawrence the 17th, and today I want to share with you a decision that I've made that I didn't think I would make. I really didn't think I would make. I'm a pretty big believer in um, understanding the equation between a platform that's free and a platform that requires you to follow their rules. And today I'm going kind of public, I guess, with the decision that over the next few months, I'm going to be phasing out my use of most of Facebook for my business. I'll still be on Facebook as a member. I'll still message people when they message me on Facebook. But for almost a decade, I have been using Facebook to help create discussion lists, groups, private groups for the most part, to allow my students and clients to have conversations with each other, with me, and ask questions, get answers, provide support. And, it's worked out pretty well, but there have been some changes recently that make me worry about the long term efficacy of Facebook in terms of groups. Also, I had a lot of hope for Facebook Live, and I'm not going to be using that anymore either. So I'm going to be retiring Facebook groups and Facebook Live from my sort of, you know, utility belt, if you will, of apps and services that I use to run my business. And the reason is, for the most part, it's trust. I've had many clients at this point, not just a couple, not just the outlying few, that have been really concerned about Facebook's trust level with them. They don't trust that Facebook is going to harbor their information well or safely, or that they ask for too much information for what they get in return. And I've had to go to great lengths to help some of my clients who don't want to be on Facebook, don't want to have anything to do with Facebook, feel like Facebook at its worst is a huge corporate behemoth that doesn't have anybody's best interests at heart except its own, and was complicit in the election shenanigans that allegedly occurred in 2016. So they don't want to be a part of that. They don't want to have anything to do with it. And I haven't experienced that, but what I have experienced is Facebook getting tighter and tighter and tighter with how they let you use their offerings. So what will I do? It doesn't, as Marie Kondo says, if it doesn't spark joy, thank it for the memory and quietly and respectfully retire it. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let all my clients know this over the next few months. But what I'm planning on doing is what I talked about in the last video, not building on someone else's platform. That's what you're doing when you're using Facebook groups to create a community on Facebook. Yes, you and your people get to go enjoy the community, but you're doing it on their platform. You're building it on their platform. And so you're subject to anything they want to do with it. And I guess the straw that broke the camel's back the other day was I wanted to do a Facebook Live with my friend Tristan McDonald. And I got it all set up and ready to go. I decided I was going to use BeLive.tv to manage that little live thing. And when I got it all set up a few days earlier, I found out Facebook doesn't allow you to promote with boosted posts a Facebook Live. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. You can boost a post, you can boost an event, you can boost all, but you can't boost a Facebook Live? I don't understand this. And I had counted on doing that because I wanted more than just my tribe to know about this potential interview. So that was the first thing. And then with Facebook groups, it seems like every month or so, every couple of months, they change the controls and the settings for privacy. And so those members of my community that I've worked very hard to keep private, there are people on Facebook that don't want to let anybody know that they're on Facebook, but they want to participate in my groups. The last update broke one of the things that I told people about. So it got to the point where I had to decide for myself, look, while I'm making this change, let's make the change about discussion groups. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move the discussion groups to my site and build on my platform. So in the future, probably in a few months, instead of going to Facebook to ask questions in the VO2GoGo group or in any of the other groups that I've created to discuss things with their fellow pros, pros will simply come to VO2GoGo, whatever its next incarnation is, and I've got some big plans for that, and do their discussing right there on the platform so I can control the rules and I can control the space. There won't be millions of ads around it. There won't be other things distracting them from the discussion. I'll be able to add links that don't have some additional Facebook schmutz at the end of them that makes them not usable, because sometimes when you put links on Facebook, they add a little after text that identifies it as coming from Facebook. And that breaks some technologies. So there's all these things put together, and it just is very clear to me that if I want to have more control and less trust issues with my discussion groups and with people wanting to be a part of my tribe, the best thing to do is to give them the best tool possible, and that tool is no longer Facebook groups or Facebook Live. Facebook Live is also kind of rickety in terms of how it serves things up. There's freezing and anyway, it's a technology that's early in its development, and it'll get better in a few years. And who knows, maybe if things change a little bit, if they come to their senses about certain things over at Facebook, maybe we'll be back. Who knows? But for now, the plan is I'm going to be leaving Facebook, not as a member, not as a lead source, but for the discussions and presentations that I've been using Facebook for, I'm going to find better options, options that I'm building on my platform rather than on theirs. So my question for you is, how do you look at Facebook? How do you look at social media in general, but specifically, how do you look at Facebook? Do you trust them? Do you understand what I'm saying, and do you agree with it? Or do you find that I'm just a nervous Nelly who's, the sky is falling, and that's, why am I doing this? Because, look, I get Facebook is really easy to use, and it's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. Everybody's on it. But because everybody's on it, that means there's lots and lots of opportunity for bad actors to get involved and steal things. I don't like that. But anyway, I'd love to know what you think. That's really what I'd like to know. So if you're watching this video on vo2gogo.com, and I hope you are, please go below and give me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions, I'd love to know that. If you're not watching it on vo2gogo.com, go there, because there's all kinds of great stuff for you there. There's all kinds of free stuff. There's some stuff that you might have to pay for, but it's really high quality stuff, and I'd love to have you there. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel on YouTube, go ahead. If my head's there, click on it. If not, find a subscribe button somewhere on the page. And if you want to see the latest video I've done, click on that frame and YouTube will play it for you. I'm David H. Lawrence the 17th. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.